There are always risks when fighting a fire, but the Worcester Fire Department says vacant and abandoned buildings can be even more dangerous. This week is National Arson Awareness Week, and the focus is on reducing fires in vacant buildings. Our Chandler Walsh joins us live now to explain. Chandler?
Olivia, after the Worcester cold storage warehouse fire in 1999, where the lives of 6 firefighters were lost, the department has spearheaded efforts to plan when it comes to vacant buildings. Their efforts include regularly inspecting and marking them. Boarded up windows and red markings. It's a familiar sight for the Worcester Fire Department, who regularly inspect vacant buildings.
Make sure they're aware of them and kind of have a pre-plan in mind. Our fire inspectors also go out, they'll look at them, they'll respond to any complaints about them being unsecured.
Deputy Fire Chief Martin Dyer says fires in vacant buildings can be more dangerous. He says the department marks the buildings if they could put firefighters at a greater risk.
If it's going to be a danger to our firefighters, if we feel like there's holes in the floors or there's deterioration of the foundations enough, or whatever the case may be.
Dyer says a fire in a vacant building can also be more dangerous to neighborhoods. He says they can take longer to put out and sometimes can only be fought from the outside.
In these close-knit neighborhoods where the close houses are right on top of each other, really big issues with exposure. And yes, if the fire can grow to that point where the house next to it catches on fire, now we have a much larger problem.
There were 2 vacant building fires in Worcester over the past year in the same neighborhood. The causes are still under investigation, but neighbors wonder if they're suspicious.
It just seems odd. How does a building catch fire where there's no utilities and there's no one living in them?
We've been keeping an eye out ever since because we really, everyone in the whole neighborhood suspects it's arson.
The fire department encourages people who live near vacant buildings to watch for unusual activity. The city's Quality of Life Task Force goes out into the community to help the homeless. They also look at abandoned buildings to make sure they're boarded up and no one is inside.
The city will take care of that. Even if somebody sees somebody in a building that we know that there shouldn't be anybody there, that's being reported and then that's being taken care of.
And Deputy Chief Dyer says the fire department wants people to be aware of what's going on in their neighborhoods. He says vacant buildings are susceptible to arson from people hanging around them or breaking in.